Well, hello, Tribbles. I am here to review Star Trek Into Darkness. Now, this is going to be, as best as I can, a non-spoiler review, and it is brought to you by my comic book, Red Knight, which is available, issues 1 through 6, on Manos Publishing at Etsy.com and PrimalPaperComics.com, which, by the way, you can get a free download of the Primal Paper Comics special, which features all 5 of our titles. You can download it for free. Now, Star Trek Into Darkness. Now, this is the second Abrams, this Abrams verse of Star Trek, where we've had the Crisis of Infinite Earths version in the first Abrams Star Trek film, where we've kind of like taken a left turn at Albuquerque as far as what the continuity is supposed to, and now we're in sort of this new tangent universe where we are going through the past, but it's now kind of different. And we have our regular cast of characters. We got Kirk, Spock, McCoy, Uhura, Chekhov, Scotty, Sulu, and they are going about their young adventures together. Now, the film starts off sort of James Bond style. We're knee-deep in an adventure where Kirk and the gang are supposed to simply observe a primitive planet, but instead of letting a volcano destroy the whole populace, he decides to do something. That's right. Even when it gets him into trouble with even his closest friends telling him he's playing God. Well, first off, Kirk isn't really playing God because, frankly, James T. Kirk has more mercy than God. He wants to help these people. He isn't just going to sit around and watch. But, of course, that comes, once again, butting heads with the Prime Directive, which, you know, Kirk and the Prime Directive aren't the best of friends. And anybody who, you know, knows the original series knows that. And shit, you know, Picard wasn't exactly... You know, the funny thing about Picard is he's supposed to be the guy... He was supposed to be the captain that played by the rules all the time, and Kirk, you know, was the more cowboyish guy. Picard played very loose and fast with those, with the directive. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, that leads them into a whole whirlwind of problems. Now, what's cool about this is this film is filled wall-to-wall with action, and adventure, and every action and an adventure that we have in this film matters and leads into the next. And instead of like just mindless action for, you know, action's sake, it really does all matter to the story, and it does kind of build off of each other as we dig deeper and deeper into the story. Now, some were worried about this film going too Nolan-ish and too dark to appeal to today's audiences and shit like that. I'm happy to report, without really spoiling anything, it really doesn't. What's cool about the Abrams films is they do remember the roots of the original series. Was supposed to be a fun action series, at least, especially with the first one, and it did set the groundwork, I thought. Because, you know, I mean, I think the original pitch was Wagon Train in Space, which, by the way, that doesn't sound exciting, but they eventually did make it exciting. But the second film, I do think, does capture the idyllic notions and aspirations, the optimism of Roddenberry's future, and it is dead center in all the main characters. They're doing their best to do the right thing, not the easy thing. And even when Kirk is going against his own anger, he needs to decide what's the right thing. And it's just a wonderful character piece for him, where what's great about Kirk is he always tries to do the right thing, even when everyone thinks he is insane and just doing it for his own ego. Maybe he is a little bit, but he he's always kind of pointed in the right direction, as well as Spock. The performances are all just amazing in this film. They were great in the first one. I think they've even stepped it up in the newest one. Everybody does. I think everybody's now very comfortable in these roles, and Zachary Quinto, I think, is an amazing Spock, and everybody's just really on point. I really didn't have any real complaints about any of the performances as well. So I have to really do say I enjoyed this film a lot. I'm an old school original series fan. I love Next Generation as well. But it really is exciting to see a movie like this. And when we were waiting for this movie, we've seen, and getting ready, I've seen like a couple of trailers and commercials for like I think it's called This Is the End, and you know, the World War Z film, and you know a couple of end of the world films like that. And you know what? I have had it up to here with the end of the world. Yeah, I realize we in this country have had a few rough years as far as the economy is concerned. The economy dips a little bit, and we think it's the end of the world, either through prophecy or zombies. I mean, there are people now talking about zombies like it's an actual thing. It's like we know the guy who made up zombies. We can actually talk to him. It's not going to happen. Or the country's going to fall apart, so now we just got to get our guns and food and our Ron Paul bumper stickers and shirts and just wait for it to happen. It's like, you know what? I'm sick of the end of the world. Fuck you, end of the world. I don't believe in the apocalypse. I believe in Star Trek. 5 RAM chips. Push the button, Lindsay.